When I was moving to Houston, I was really looking for some things, okay? Bunch of old growth trees, beautiful water, look at the bass boat out there, pontoon boats, having a community that a lot of people just get along, you know, good neighbors, and lots of areas for families to live, for retirees, and everybody in between. This is one of the sneakiest areas of Houston, Texas. It's the northeast section, Humble Atascocita. We're really gonna be walking you through some of these incredible neighborhoods like this, lake living, brand new construction, right around the corners where I live, the Walden community. It's golf courses right on the lake, and you can also find a bunch of new construction neighborhoods throughout here. You're talking Eagle Springs, incredible school districts. You're talking Summerwood. You're talking one of the biggest lagoons in Texas, and that is in Balmoral. So we're gonna be discussing all of these and showing you all of these different areas to live in the Humble Atascocita. You better stay tuned to the entire thing. I think you're gonna wanna see it. And we're getting after it right now. What's up, everybody? This is Jackson Wilkie with the Real Agent Now Group right here in Houston, Texas. If this is your first time to this channel and you want to learn everything about what it's like to work, eat, sleep, live, play, golf, swim, fish, everything right here in Houston, make sure you tap that subscribe button and you click the little bell so you're notified every time we do a new video. And we are constantly getting phone calls, emails, texts every single day from people moving and relocating here. In fact, half this vlog is shot one day, half is shot today, because Joe is working with some clients who actually moved here and showing them some homes. So if you are moving anywhere in Houston, make sure you give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, days, nights, weekends. We got your back when moving to Houston, Texas. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna go all the way to the south and we're gonna show you all these different communities and why you would want to live in one area and maybe why you wouldn't. So you'll get a full understanding of the whole northeast area. First and foremost, you know, Humble, Atascocita, even Kingwood. Some of these areas are going to be up in that northeast section like mentioned. So if you're working out west, it's probably not your desired area, but if you can work from wherever, or if you're working maybe on the east side in some of the plants or industrials, and there's even some tech schools around here as well as trade schools. So there's a lot going in this area. I find a lot of affordability. It was something that I was looking for with, you know, the old growth trees and just lots of space in some of these houses and lots. So let's jump in. We're gonna switch clothes and we'll see you in Summerwood.
Hey, so where we're at right now is the Summerwood area. It's known as northeast side, and this is the closest south over here to the Beltway 8, which is your transit system to get most people that come out here commute towards the east side of Houston, and that's where you have the refineries, factories, and a lot of other things. So this is one of your first master plan communities within a 30-minute commute. So Summerwood has started in the early 2000s and it finished out somewhere around 2015. And what you'll notice out here is the price points do range from 300 up into the 600, 700,000 price range. And what you'll notice over here, this is Westlake Houston Parkway. And this runs all the way down into Kingwood, going north. And all the way to the left and to the right of the road are different little communities within the Humble ISD school system.
All right, so Summerwood, when I was really looking at moving to Houston, I had discovered this northeast section. So the Humble Atascocita, it's really confusing. In fact, what they're trying to do is rename this entire area Westlake. So when you look on the map, you see the Beltway, you will see Humble, you will see Atascocita, and I live over by Lake Houston. So that actually should be in Atascocita, but my address is Humble. So it's really confusing, but there's a lot of master plan communities through here. And what you're gonna notice is this right here. A lot of lakes, a lot of hiking trails, and there's no uniformity because you have that big lake, Lake Houston, and you have all of these old growth trees. That is really what drew me here, being a kid from the Northwest. But just talking about Summerwood, of course you are the closest to the Beltway. So if getting to work somewhere is your goal or what you need to be here for, Summerwood's gonna put you the closest. As you head down Lake Houston Parkway all the way up to the north, sometimes it can take you 15 plus minutes, 20 minutes to get to the Beltway. So just factor that in. This also was developed in the 2000s, like Joe said, so we get hammered on the property taxes a lot and why they're so expensive. So you have to understand the newer developments. In fact, a couple that we'll take you to today, they are going to have a little bit higher property tax as they are paying the bond down. So the ones that are completely built out like Summerwood, some of these homes, you're going to see with a little bit lower property tax. But I want to talk about that for a second, because as we get reached out to all the time about property taxes, yes, they are more expensive here in Houston, but you also need to know that, you know, the national average, and even where I came from, was about 1.25%, and what you're seeing here is about 2%. So on a $400,000 house, it's really about $2,000 to $4,000 more a year, which is more. But when you factor out no state income tax, where I came from again was about 10 to 11%, we're really saving a lot of money. Plus you're getting incredibly huge homes for the price. You know, starting here, that's the most expensive neighborhood in the Summerwood area, right on this lake, and you know, you're in the $500,000 to $600,000 range, and those are 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 square foot homes. So when you factor in how affordable the homes are, yeah, you're gonna have a little bit higher of the income tax, but some of these that are built and completely built out, you're gonna find a little bit lower of those income tax. So what we'll do, we are at basically the southern end. Beltway 8 is right there. We're going to continue to head north and show you some of the new master plan communities, lake living, and what makes Humble Atascocita so special in my opinion. All right, Joe, we're in the Summerwood. Why don't you just talk about like the price range and the styles of homes that we'll see right here?
Here in Summerwood, in this nice established community, still has a newer style home, so you still have efficiency on all your utilities, your electrical, but the price point is really great out here too for having elementary schools within the community.
Yep.
And what's really nice about it, the price point, you can get in the mid 2s up, you know, to the mid 3s on an average price point. And of course you can push up higher for you know, for your taste.
Yep.
But for what you get for that, it allows you to have a 2-story house with a game room, a media room. A lot of times a 3-bath house, 3.5 bath, which people absolutely love it. Gives everybody convenience.
Yep.
And so this is a little bit of what you get out here.
So that was one thing that, you know, I noticed when moving here and choosing the northeast section. Again, if you're going to be working out at the energy corridor out west or something, like, you're not going to want to live on this side. It's going to be an hour plus to get where you need. But if you can work from home, or you're working on the east side, or, you know, or downtown even, that's what's going to make this area very convenient. But the affordability out here, we were just talking about, this is probably where you're going to be able to stretch your budget the most. We're looking at some of these homes that are 4,000 square foot, and they're in the, you know, like he mentioned, in like the last 5-8 years. So some of the neighborhoods we'll go to were built in like the 60s, 70s, and so old, outdated AC units and stuff, which that's why my power bill is through the roof. But this stuff you're going to find 5-8 years old, but have you know, $300,000 homes. All right, so we're going to get out of Summerwood and we're going to go to the next master plan community. And if you've heard about the lagoons, that's where we're going to go. We thought it was Balmoral. It's Balmoral, whatever you want to call it. It's got its own lagoon, so we're going to head there next. So we actually just came south a little bit. The Beltway you can actually see right here to get on and do the whole loop. But we're going to head to the Balmoral. But the cool thing is the Belt here, you know, 15-20 minutes from a lot of the neighborhoods that you'll see over here in the northeast section. You'll have your Dick's Sporting Goods and your Michael's, all of your big retail shops here, like, you know, your own big mall, outside mall. So you'll have that. Over to the northwest, you'll have the Deerbrook Mall, and then really inside of all those communities from here all the way north up to basically Kingwood, you're going to have shopping centers with all your HEBs, Lowe's, Home Depots. So you all throughout, basically anywhere you live in there, you're going to be within minutes of major shopping and groceries. All of your elementary schools are basically within a mile. Most of them you can walk to. That's the cool thing about these communities, is the schools, they're all just right next to each other and in the development. So right now we're headed to the new lagoon. So we stopped here at the Blue Lagoon. This is really what makes this community. It's amazing in here, all of these new homes, thousands and thousands of them. And one thing you'll notice is how wide this path is right here. So it's not just for walking. There is a sign right back there that says golf cart crossing. So you can actually take your golf carts along these paths. Come on over here to the Blue Lagoon Bar and Grill and grab you a brewski with the kiddos, and then head on into the lagoon as well. So you can actually take your golf cart, which was something I was really looking for when moving here, was golf cart communities. There is no golf course right here, but you know, 360 degrees all around here, there's a lot of really good golf courses. But Yes, this is it, your bar and grill, and then around the corner there's huge splash pads. You have all of the new, you know, model homes and stuff that are going here, and a 2-acre Blue Lagoon to go swimming.
Okay, here we are in the backside of Balmoral, master plan community, home of the 2-acre lagoon. What you see over here is the continued build of the subdivision. We still have years built out for build out on homes. Right behind me you see Westlake Middle School. Part of the subdivision is zoned to this and part is zoned to another. They have new proposed middle schools going on right now, building as we speak. And then right over here we have Groves Elementary School, another A-class rated school. But the one thing I wanted to talk about with new construction is, and the benefit is there's different stages of it. Right now there's inventory homes that are ready to go right now or within the next month or two. And then there's different stages of houses that can go from dirt all the way to closeout. And depending on the size of the house, it can be anywhere between 4 months and 7 months if it's a monstrous home. And so you have anything in between. And what I find that works best, that everybody that reaches out to us and gets plugged into one of these new houses, is that it allows them to get everything in order where they're coming from the state they're coming from, sell everything, put the notices in, do the transfers, and then smoothly move in over here to the new property, which makes it really nice compared to a resale, having to go back and forth with 2 different people. So it does work really well.
So I don't know if you can see it, but in the clouds there is an airplane. So this is the closest spot you're gonna get to the Bush Airport. So that is another convenience. If you're doing a lot of traveling, any of these neighborhoods through here, you're gonna be able to head west within 15 to 20 minutes and be at the biggest airport right here. But I also wanna talk about something, as you know, we're gonna go into the Groves next, and you know, you have Balmoral here, all this new construction. The northeast section is really blowing up. We've talked about that affordability, but let's be honest, reaching out to us is pivotal, because a builder, yes, we have great relationships with a lot of them here, but they're after themselves too. So when it comes to negotiating in, you know, closing costs, other amenities, extra amenities, those are the things that we're able to do for you, and we're gonna help coach you through the entire process. So like we mentioned, if it's a spec home, you're moving here in a month, there's homes available, but you're like, hey, I'm 3 months, 6 months, 9 months out, I wanna kinda get into my spot, lock it, and build all those features out myself. That's what we can do here as well, is start picking all the colors, the finishes, so that you can get into these homes exactly how you like them. And 2 more important factors about, you know, maybe new construction is we're starting to get a lot of people moving, relocating here. So the prices are starting to increase. So getting in right now, locking that price, you're gonna walk in with built-in equity. And lastly, what did you want to mention, Joe?
And yeah, one of the other great things is that what we're able to do and help people that come in is they put down on the house, we're able to stop by, drive by it, keep an eye on it, and to just basically answer any questions that come up throughout the process.
Joe, we just drove through a gate, so here in Balmoral,
yeah,
are there gated sections?
You know what, Jackson, there are gated sections.
Yep.
Not every section is gated, but you do have some nice options out here.
And then, so style of homes that we're seeing.
Style of homes
Size.
are modern traditional.
Yep. So you're gonna have, you know, you walk in, some of these have the 9-foot ceilings, that you're gonna have that open concept, which we're all desiring now. And so we also see some are bricks, some are stucco, some are single story, 2-story. Really walk us through a couple of these and some of the price ranges. It's kind of surprising they don't really elevate over the 500,000 range.
Nope. So there's something for everybody in this community, and the plus about it is just the 2-acre lagoon. But you get stuff on average in the 3,000 square foot price range, and then they have stuff
3,000 square foot in the
square feet, yeah,
in the 300 price range, right?
And I would say 3 to 500. It really depends on your style of house, the type of elevation, the brick, everything that's involved in it.
Yep. So this is again closest to the Beltway 8 and just 10 minutes from
great proximity.
Great proximity to the Beltway and the airport, which we've mentioned. So there's going to be building in here for what, the next 5 years?
No, I wouldn't say that long. 2 to 3 years.
2 to 3 years more. So
yeah.
And getting in now maybe 6 months ahead of time.
But the area is growing so fast and it's so popular. They already have a proposed HEB big box store going in, and a lot more local little restaurants and workout facilities and type of stuff like that.
HEB, that's that grocery store I can't get out of, man. Cheapest briskets, beef, you find. All right, so here we are. There's Westlake Houston. Summerwood is just to the south of us there, and this Westlake Houston runs up north all the way up to Kingwood. So this is the Groves. This is the next spot here. You can see, you know, the sign there. Can't miss it with the big platform statue. And you go into this neighborhood now, as you can tell, it is nothing but old growth trees. There are parks in here, and I'm not talking about a little kiddie swing and a slide. They have picnic tables, they have barbecues, they have huge events. They got fireplaces that reach up 25 feet in the air. They got swimming pools, and it's all shaded with these old growth trees. So that's what the Groves wanted to do. As Balmoral is just on the other side, minutes away. It's really, you know, leveled. It's not as many trees, but you get the amenities of the walk-in lagoon and all that. But here at the Groves is all trees. The Lake Houston, the actual lake is just beyond those trees. So, you know, you're gonna see the lake right there. Your minutes, in fact, there's a Dewson Park is right down the road. You can actually head to the south end of the lake, launch your boat. It's really cool. So the Groves will go in and show you some of the homes. It's a little bit more expensive than the Balmoral, but still in the $400,000 or $500,000 range, you're gonna get in the 3,000 square foot, and you're getting some really nice custom homes by Toll Brothers, and you know, just really nice big homes. All right, so Joe just came back to pick me up. The things we do to get these videos. So now we got to jump over. We're gonna go hit up Eagle Springs, which is the next highly desired area right here in Northeast Houston.
Okay, in this community, this is the Groves, and we're in a little section that's built out by Toll Brothers, a very highly desirable builder, well known throughout not just the city, but throughout the states. This community is just a tight-knit little community with a couple of thousand homes that are gonna be finally built out here. Still a lot of construction going on, as you see behind me. Oh, and by the way, in the southwest corridor over here is Balmoral, where we just came from. Awesome place. Right over here at the end, you have walkways throughout the entire community. There are trails, hiking, all kinds of stuff out here. It's people just zooming in and out of here day and night. And over here in this little community, you're gonna have just a slight uptick in price point. Not very much, but what they do is they preserve a lot of the nature of the trees and the trails out here. And you also have home to the famous Westlake Middle School and the Groves Elementary School that has a Spanish emulsion program that a lot of people are taking a liking to. It has a hearth. They do a farmer's market out here. Actually, there's one going on this weekend. Okay, so most of this community is fairly new, and the price points out here, for example, these Toll Brothers, they're going to be in the 500s price range to $600,000, and slowly creeping up in those price points. And that's what you basically get in here. And then that's, you know, around 3,000 square feet, 3,500. Close to 4,000 square feet. All right, so we just cut through the trail over here where we're at, and then right behind me over here are some really nice houses. They're smaller size lots, but they're great for downsizing, and just offers that for the, you know, high mid 2s to the mid 3s price points. And they're not very big houses, but they are very luxurious, and it still offers you all the amenities to the area.
So when I came into this area, the Groves was one of the spots that we went into. So again, I reside from the Northwest, seeing the trees. When we were in the Balmoral area, it's amazing. I love the golf carting ability and the lagoon, which that is a lot of fun, but I wanted trees. And so coming in here to the Groves, and then yes, seeing those schools that Joe talks about, this is no joke. They're really top end, but no matter where you drive, we drive through here all the time just to go to different spots. You will have these green spaces everywhere, miles and miles of these paths. And you know, if you got those kiddos, or maybe, you know, the empty nesters, you want to get out and walk, but you don't want to be on roads or even sometimes those busy sidewalks, these allow you to just go forever and ever and connect to some of these other different communities and neighborhoods as well too. So the Groves is going to be your nature preserve. In fact, some of the parks we come into just to play are going to be just canopy filled. In fact, the one over here was called the Canopy, and so you're going to have a lot of shade even in those July, August, September hot months, but you get really cool nature parks. In fact, some of them they'll even do like movie nights and barbecues, so you can really get in and meet the community pretty quickly.
All right, so this is what makes the Groves, and it's really nice even for families, for the kiddos to come out and take a bike ride. There's little point stops where there's little parks or little things for them to do. For example, this is the hearth area. They come out here, they run around, hang out by the lake, have the views, and then they have the elementary school right here behind us, which is kindergarten through 5th grade. There's an awesome little park right there. There's just so much to do in the community that kids love it. It's a lot of shade even during the summer months. You got a lot of shade, so it makes it very nice and enjoyable. A cool breeze still comes through regardless. And this is what you get. It's nice. It's just a great ambiance. You know, you get the kiddos out here, they feel like it's a postcard type style living. And for example, they even do a lot of things for the families. This is where they do a lot of the entertainment. Actually, Santa Claus was just out here last month.
Yeah, so this really rings the bell for three different types of people. So obviously it's very family oriented, and I want to talk about one thing real quick is the schools, because you'll look online and we get people saying, hey, I only want an 8 or a 9, and that, you know, to me is kind of difficult to find, and it's going to pinpoint you in maybe areas you don't want to be in. So you just saw, you know, we have Westlake Middle School, and you know, these elementary schools right around here, they're just not ranked that high yet. And so some of the contributing factors to that is some of these areas are brand new, they're not developed yet, and two, there are some older areas that were built in the 60s, 70s, so there's retirees. It could be income levels of the retirees that are bringing those down. But I'm telling you right now, both Joe and I, we both have our kids in these school districts. We absolutely love them. My son's elementary, I think, is ranked like a 4. We moved from the Portland, Oregon area, which has some of the highest school ratings in the entire nation, and the curriculum here is so much better. So don't always look at that school ranking as the absolute must be for where you live. Definitely reach out and have these conversations, because look at this. I mean, you have this incredible park. You got, you know, the barbecue areas, you have swimming pools, and you have some of the top rated, you know, they're not top rated, but top elementary and middle school and high schools within walking distance. This is the Groves. This is Northeast Houston. This is what makes it. All of these big trees, Lake Houston. And so you really got to start understanding, you know, lifestyle, what it feels like to be in these communities. It's going to be a feel thing more than anything.
All right, so here we are in the beautiful Eagle Springs community over here in Atascocita. What's great about this area, it's lots of trees, tall trees, shade, everything. There's walkways, there's parks. Right over here, there's a sand volleyball court, there's tennis courts, there's a soccer field, and then this Olympic-sized pool right here, they have swim meets over here. They have a workout facility here, and right over here to this clubhouse, you can't see it, but past these trees, actually, I currently reside in this community, and I've been out here for now 12 years. And I've just recently, right before COVID, I took my daughters to a father-daughter dance where they had a real cool dance, rented a limousine, took the girls around. It was really cool. And they do a lot of events right over here at the soccer field. They have Food Truck Fridays, and then they'll set up a band. They'll have bouncy houses. And so there's 2 elementary schools in the community. And so everybody gathers there, and all the kiddos just get to see their friends and hang out and have a really good time.
So again, another reason we both love this area, and we always get it all the time, the Woodlands. Yes, it's amazing. I think what you're going to really gain over in the Woodlands is the shopping, but it will put you the farthest north from everything. So these are areas, you know, that you can get in this northeast section. Again, why we love it so much. With all of the trees, the beauty, you get these lakes, and you actually have Lake Houston that you can go boating and fishing in. So, you know, between here and to over, you know, Lake Houston, there's a road just out here where you're seeing the cars is Will Clayton. From Eagle Springs, this development here, you're 10 minutes from the IAH, from the Bush International Airport. So proximity to downtown, to the Beltway, to the airport, yet you are right in the heart of these trees, and you got a high dive, just like JoJo said. Come on, where else are you gonna find that? All right, Joe, size of homes and prices you can find here in the Eagle Springs.
All right, so your lowest priced house is gonna start around $210,000, $215,000.
210?
210, Jackson.
Come on.
Yes. And that'll get you around, you know, 15 to 2,200 square feet. And for the mid-range house out here, you're going to be in the 300 price range, and it goes upwards of in the upper 5s. But for the most part, I think you'll see a lot of houses between 350 and 450, and that's going to get you a 2-story, 3,000 to 3,800 square foot home with the media room, game room, 3.5 baths. And all the houses out here, this community started in the early 2000s, and it pushed into, you know, probably the last build out was around 2013, 14, or 15, somewhere around there.
So some newer stuff.
Yes, a lot of newer stuff, really nice.
Yeah, amenities, and again,
amenities.
That pushes into your AC units, roofs, and all that stuff too.
And what's great about it is you have 2 Olympic-sized pools out here, so you get your choice of what you want. And you have 2 elementaries in the school, both very, very nice elementary schools, and everybody that, you know, takes their kids out here just absolutely love it. They love the community, they love the teachers, the kids love the teachers.
Yeah, and so the cool thing is, as we drive to all these, we're basically going across the street. So Balmoral, the Groves, Eagle Springs, they're just connected. So I mean, you really get to use a lot of those. Now if you live over here in Eagle Springs, you're not probably going to be able to go into the lagoon and use it, but you get their trail systems, their parks, and so you're never just kind of going to the same spot all the time. But let's talk about that in general of Houston. You know, there's not one area that's prominent over the other. It's more lifestyle and feeling.
It's more lifestyle and feeling and convenience to where you work. So we can't say that this is going to be better and you're missing out because you didn't go move into Woodlands or Spring or say Sugarland.
Right.
However, you do have higher rated schools, and if that's important to you, then that's important. What's nice out here and what's really different from this community than most of the communities is everything's down basically Westlake Houston, and you have multiple communities, and it's secluded. So I would say it's the least congested out of all the communities in order to get proximity to all the freeways and put you into downtown Houston. I mean, you're an hour away from Galveston Beach.
Yep.
I mean, so there's just so much convenience out here.
And the traffic system, so 59 to head to downtown, you know, Beltway 8 over on this side, a lot of it's not even tolled, so you can get on and off and not even have to pay, which is the only section of Houston. And getting to downtown Houston, you're probably gonna see the least amount of traffic as well. And you're very close now to heading out to the east. You can take the 1960, cruise over to Louisiana, or get out into the middle of nowhere farm country too. So that's really unique. So it's crazy to me. I mean, looking at some of these homes, 3-car garage, 2-story, 3,500 square foot in the $400,000 price range. But Joe, you've been doing real estate here a long time, and now we've had a couple hundred reach outs of people moving and relocating here. The real estate market here is doing something that you've never seen. And you just mentioned, I mean, usually there's 50 homes for sale, and here there's 8. So what's some strategies or things that's really important? I mean, is reaching out and contacting you so you can have a pulse on the market?
Yes.
What are things they need to know?
Well, the market is heating up a lot, so there's very low inventory. So it's become a very competitive market, and something we haven't seen in a very long time. Even in 2015, the market picked up a lot, but there was still a lot of inventory.
Yeah.
So today, it's very important to have everything lined up as far as pre-approval, the financing, knowing everything that you're ready to go in with. Because the minute we see that right house that I take you to, it will have multiple offers usually right away. And if you're already prepared and ready for it, we're able to go in and negotiate and put the right terms in there in order to secure that.
Yeah, for people moving and relocating too, you got to realize that an offer that's coming from somebody in state, from in Houston, they're going to look at that, okay, the people have toured the house, the offer's strong. Whereas sometimes if you're from out of state, a listing agent for some reason may think that offer is not as strong. That's where we go in. We have our lender call the listing agent. Joe's there. We provide all of the proof of funds, everything. And so our offer is just as strong or even better because we got Joe on it than anybody else. So that is the important part, as our inventory is just plummeting. There's not much left. Getting yourself ahead of the 8 ball in that realm is going to help you with
and
getting
I wouldn't say we get a lot of people coming from, like, say, for example, San Diego. They're putting their house on the market, and they say they have 30 offers immediately, and then going, at a ridiculous price over. And we're not seeing that, even though I'm saying it's a very hot market. It just means you have to be prepared and ready to be with serious when it comes to that. For example, this neighborhood right here, there's typically 40, 50 homes on the market at any given time. Right now, I checked, there's only 8 houses across all price points in here.
Jeez.
And that's insane because about 30 of them are pending right now.
So Joe had to go help some of our clients who have been reaching out to us and go show homes. So it's a new day, new clothes, just a few more stains. I want to talk about this intersection here. So as you can see right there, that is Will Clayton, and that will take you right to the airport. And this is Westlake Houston Parkway. So the Groves and Summerwood, all those communities are just about 5-10 minutes down there to the south. And right here at this intersection, we are at the Bridges. So this is one of the new master plan communities. In fact, it's actually just lake living. So as you can see on the sign, you can live right on the lake. That is one reason that I love this area, is because you have the lake living, the golf courses, and as you can see, all of these old growth trees, that you see that lines the lake as well. So if you're looking for lake living, we'll be driving in there, and you're gonna get to see some of these homes. They're just incredible, all new construction, and it's very private back in there as well. So you'll have this, and then just to the north, right up here is, you have Walden and Atascocita, 2 country clubs, 2 golf courses. So there's golf course living, and you can live on the lake there as well. So What we're gonna do, we're gonna drive into the bridges and show you some of those homes, and then some of the golf course living, some of the older neighborhoods where you can really stretch that dollar. All right, so I mentioned the lake living, so now we are in the bridges. You come up over that giant bridge, you see all the homes. There's quite a few different communities and neighborhoods in here. Some are gated, some are not, but this is the cool thing about it. Now you can have access. I mean, you get the big kiddo park there, and you know, I've been down here a bunch. You have your own private beach, and there's always people, you know, out fishing. And so without really getting too close, we'll see some of the homes, but there's lake living here, and it's, you know, sub $1 million. So there's homes, I've seen them, you know, in my neighborhood in the $500,000-600,000 range, and it could be 4,000 or 5,000 square foot. And so, you know, all the way up obviously into the millions. But the cool thing is you've got your own private docks right there, and a lot of them will have 2 slips. So I'll see people with like a pontoon boat for drinking the brewskis. You don't drink and drive, you get a sober driver, right? But you'll also have that fishing boat. So there's a lot of fishing. The state record bass, or not state record, the lake record bass came out of here. I actually know the kids who caught it. It's like a 12-pound bucket largemouth. So really good fishing around here. So you'll have all the way down lake living. And then this neighborhood is separated from Walden, the country club. So now you can have a golf course and lake living all in one neighborhood. So we'll cruise through here. Like I mentioned, I mean, this is where all the new construction is going right here in this area. The Waldens, the Atascocitas, those were built out, you know, starting in the 70s, so they're older homes. So they may need some work to them, but you'll get in at a good price. But here, new construction, I mean, there's homes for sale in the 300s right now. So you'll be right by the lake, you know, good school districts. You have Atascocita High School, and it's ranked like a 4 or a 5, but you can see the B-roll now. You can see how cool that school, it's incredible. We go to football games there all the time. So you're in these really good school districts, but you get the lake living. So it's not too bad to be out in the middle of January, 70-degree weather in shorts, you know, and have this lake view. So, you know, we got a bunch of lots, you know, available here. They will probably go pretty soon. So you can see fishing boats, people out enjoying, but the lake is a lot bigger than people think. And when you Google Earth it, it looks like this giant mud pit. But as you can see, I mean, it's a really nice lake. And like I said, my neighbor has a wake surf boat, so we're always out here wake surfing and stuff. You can see they got the pontoon boat. A lot of those have party decks up on top, so you can go drink those brewskis, hang out, have cocktails. And so there is lake living here, but as you can tell, wrapped all the way around, new construction as far as you can see. And a lot of these homes, there's some for sale signs. We're already starting to see resale in these areas from, you know, 5 years ago or whatever. So they're newer homes, all the new appliances, and you know, there's just dozens of homes down here, and you can kind of see across the lake, but around the corner now you'll get into the Waldens and stuff too. So you have your ability. That's really one thing, you know, when I was moving here, I was talking with Joe. I'm like, I love, you know, the water. I'm from the Northwest, and I love golf, and I just want to be in one of those communities, big trees. This just really checked all the boxes. And I got 3 little kiddos, 8, 5, and 1, so I wanted to make sure we got some good schools. And that's the other thing, as I've talked many times, the schools don't show that they're that good, 4s and 5s, but they are incredible schools. So you can't always judge the book by the cover. You really need to reach out and understand maybe the reasons this are having lower rankings. It could be just the economics in the area. Maybe there's some old retirees, you know, and lower incomes because of that. You'd never know, but they are really good schools around here. All right, so cruising through Walden, there's a bunch of lake homes in either side. So you have the golf course kind of right in the middle, and then you're going to have one side that's just all a ton of lake living, dozens of homes, and even on the other side of the golf course, so maybe that doesn't make sense, but the north and the south side of the golf course, there's tons of lake living in Walden. And the cool thing is, obviously, you can live on the golf course. So for you golfers out there, if you want to be able to just jump on the course anytime, you know, become a member. Now the Atascocita to the north is a public course you can get on. Both of them have memberships. You can see right here we're crossing. There's the golf course. That is hole 18, so it goes right to the lake and it goes right to the clubhouse. But you'll also see, you know, some of these homes were built in the 70s, 80s. And so, I mean, some of these big houses are 3,500 square feet and they're like 280 to 320. So you can really stretch that budget. You probably would have to go in and do some updating to your liking. Might be a lot of brass in some of these. There's also some just smaller 3.2s and where you can get in the $200,000 range. So, you know, Walden and Atascocita, some of these areas were the first areas built out here. And then everything kind of started building to the south. So those are all the newer developments, but the bridges is just right around the corner. So if you kind of like those, you know, these older neighborhoods, you know, these big homes, There's both Mediterranean and there's brick, and you know, having the old growth trees, the Waldens, the Atascocitas, these are the areas you're probably going to want to start looking at. All right, so you can see all the lake living around there and to the north, so tons and tons of lake living, but you also have golf course living, obviously 18 holes here. This is hole 18, the Sand Jack River. I may or may not have put a few balls into this river here, but yeah, you will play along this the whole time. You will see people fishing all over. So they got pontoon boats there. You know, we take the kiddos. It's a golf course community as well, so it's all golf karting. And you can actually take to these bayous and catch, you know, your bass and perch, crappie, all that too. And the beautiful part, like mentioned before, it's the middle of January, and the golf course, well, there's lots of golfers out here, and that's what we love. Beautiful warm weather, even during the winter. And so that's Northeast Houston, and I can't stress it enough that I understand what it's like to be moving to Houston, Texas and have no idea the perfect spot. That is the whole goal of all these videos, but more importantly, that's the goal of what Joe and I have built here. We're helping hundreds of clients, you know, move and relocate here to Houston, Texas, making it easy on them. You just got to worry about getting here. We'll take care of the rest. Finding your perfect spot, helping you with the entire process of finding your dream home and getting into it is what we do. The only way we can help. You got to reach out. You got to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Days, nights, weekends, we got your back when moving to Houston, Texas. And until the next video, guys, we'll catch you later.